see some rain for sure.
No, no rain.
That was funny how you said it. You were just like,
No rain. We're going to suffer in the heat.
I feel like that.
How do we beat Mirage back? Where'd they go? They've been partying without us. Probably. Huh.
Anti Kuti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Ramacharya Shankaras Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Silo Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopika Vinash Shama Pujadhara Pune Giri Govardhana Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Mathura Dham Ki Jai, Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Yamunamaya Ki Jai, Gangamaya Ki Jai, Samadhi Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the Samadhi. All glories to the Samadhi. All glories to the Samadhi. All glories to Sri Guru Vengaranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Is that you, John Wayne? Is this me? You know that movie? Full Metal Jacket? You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it? Do you remember that line? Is that you, John Wayne? Is this me? Who said that?
Okay, start with the introduction prayer, page 1. Omagana, Tamagandasya, Kyanya, Chanya, Shalashya, Chakshurunitani, Najas, Namaha, Shite Kanyanam Vishtam, Sabitani, Natutale, Swayam Rupakava Maya, Vatitiva Sapitam, Andeham Shidu, Shidukaparakam, Malam Shidunam Vaishmascha, Shiduka Sakrakatam, Sahavana, Rajavindakitam, Tatsajitam, Savitam, Savutam, Parajana Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahavana Lita Shri Ishkar Panchanscha, Hey Krishna, Krishna Sindhu, Dino, Rando Jagapate, Isha Pupika Kanta, Raga Kanta, Namaste. Sakta Kamsana Varangi Rari Vistasakari Vistamitsute Devi Panamanare Hari Praye Panchakapa Toriya Kayascha Kipasindhu Kayascha Patitanam Bhavayo Vaishnavayo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Sri Vaita Gahar Sri Vasudha Bhaktinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I believe we were on chapter 10. We leave off at text 17.
I think so, yeah.
So starting at text 18 today.
Yeah.
So chapter 10, the opulence of the absolute. Text 18. Ishtayanatmano yogam vibhutim chajanardana purya kataya tripadi shinato nasti vimrikam. Translation, tell me again in detail, O Janardara, Krishna, your mighty potencies and glories, for I never tire of hearing your ambrosial words. Text 19. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Antate Katayat Ishyamayame Divyaya Atma Vidudaya Pradanyataya Shriktisha Nasteyanto Vistasyame. Translation. The Blessed Lord said, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna. My opulence is limitless. Text 1. Aham atma dakesha sarvabhutashaya sithita aham adishcha madhya yamcha Bhutanam Antarivacha. Translation, I am the self of the Buddha Kesha, seated in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Text 21. Adiyatnayam Maham Vishnu Yatisham Ravyatashum Samam Ayachirvajam Ashmi Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. Translation of the deities, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. I am Marichi of the Marits. And among the stars, I am the moon. Text 22. Idanam Samaveda
Yosmi, Devanam Asmi Desha, Indrayanam Manashasmi, Uttamam Asmi Chitanam.
Translation of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda, of the demigods I am Indra, of the senses I am the mind, and in the living beings I am the living force, knowledge. Text 3.
Rudram Shankarashasmi, Diteshram Sharakshasam, Vasunam Bhavakshasmi,
Buddha Shikaranam Aham. Translation of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva, of the Yakshas and Rakshasas. I am the Lord of Wealth, Kurubara, of the Vasus, I am Fire, Agni, and of the mountains, I am Nigru. Text 24. Rudadasham Shabdayamam Vidi Parta Paraspatim Sinahinamaham Skadnanda Sarasamasmi Sarasakara. Translation: O priest, O Arjuna, no need to be the chief. Priyasti, the Lord of devotion, of generals, I am Skanda, the Lord of war, and the bodies of water I am the ocean. Text 25. Maharishnanam Vridaram Yaranasmitam Aksharam Yajyanyanam Japayadmusmi Savadharanam Himaya. Translation of the great sages, I am Brigu. Vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Sacrifices, I am chanting of the holy name, Japa. And of the movable things, I am the Himalayas. Text 26.
Ashwata Sarvadrikshanam,
Devashinam Sharada, Dandaravanam Chikarata, Siddhanam Kilomuni. Translation of all the trees, I am the holy fig tree. Among sages and demigods, I am Narada. Of the singers of the gods, Gandhavars, I am Chitrarata. And among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Text 27. Uchashram Ashwanam Ehimam Amitopavam Ayanatam Yajindranam Dharanam Shanaradimpam. Translation of horses know me to be Uchai Shreva, whose rose out of the ocean, born of the elixir of mortality, of lordly elephants, I am Erebata, and among the men I am the monarch. Final text tonight, text 28.
Ayuhanam Vajram, Dinanam Asmi Kamaru, Vajanashchasmi Gandharva, Sarpanam Asmi Sasuki.
Translation of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surubi, givers of abundant milk. Fascinators, I am Kandarpa, the god of love, and of serpents, I am Asuki, chief. Turning to text 17. Text 18. What's that?
Yeah, we started at 18.
Okay, text 18, translation and reports. Tell me again in detail, or Krishna, of your mighty potencies and glories, for I never tired of hearing your ambrosial words. His divine grace, is not just some Prabhupada. A similar statement was made to Sutta Goswami by Rishi Namisarya, headed by Sudnaka. The statement is, Vayam Junam Vidyamma Utma Sokta Brahmi Yakshanam Pratam Rasadhyanam Swadu Swadu Pare Pare. One can never be satisfied, even though one continues to hear the transcendental pastimes of Krishna that is glorified by Vedic hymns. Those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish in every step descriptions of the pastimes of the Lord. Thus, Arjuna is interested to hear about Krishna, specifically how he remains as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. Now, as far as Amritam nectar is concerned, any narration or statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. Modern stories, fictions, and histories are different from the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, in that one will tire of hearing mundane stories, but one never tires of hearing about Krishna. It is for this reason only that the history of the whole universe is replete with reference to the pastimes and incarnations of Godhead. For instance, the Puranas are histories of bygone ages that relate to the pastimes of the various incarnations of the Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh despite repeated readings. Text 19. The Blessed Lord said, Yes, I will tell you of my wondrous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulences and weaknesses. Report. It is not possible to comprehend the greatness of Krishna and his opulences. The senses of the individual soul are imperfect and do not permit him to understand the totality of Krishna's affairs. Still, the devotees try to understand Krishna, and not to the principle that they will be able to understand Krishna fully at any specific time or in the state of life, or any state of life. Rather, the very topics of Krishna are so relishable that they appear to them as nectar. Thus they enjoy them. In discussing Krishna opulences and his diverse energies, the pure devotees take transcendental pleasure. Therefore, they want to hear and discuss them. Krishna knows that living entities do not understand the extent of his opulences. He therefore agrees to state only the principal manifestations of different energies. The word pradhan yata principle is very important because we can understand only a few of the principal details of the Supreme Lord. For his features are unlimited, it is not possible to understand them all. And the vibhuti, as used in this verse, refers to the opulences by which he controls the whole manifestation. In the Amarakusha dictionary, it is stated that vibhuti indicates an exceptional opulence. The impersonalists or the pantheists cannot understand the exceptional opulences of the Supreme Lord, nor the manifestations of his divine energy. But in the material world and the spiritual world, his energies are distributed in every variety of manifestation. Now, Krishna is describing what can be directly perceived by the common man. Thus, part of his variegated energy is described in this way. Text 20. Translation. I am the Self, O Gurukesha, seated in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Report. In this verse, Arjuna is addressed as which means one who has conquered the darkness of sleep. For those who are sleeping in the darkness of ignorance, it's not possible to understand how the Supreme Godhead manifests himself in the material world and the spiritual world. Thus, this address by Krishna to Arjuna is significant, because Arjuna is above such darkness. The personality of Godhead agrees to describe his various opulences. Krishna first informs Arjuna that he is the self or soul of the entire cosmic manifestation. By dint of his primary expansion, before the material creation, the Supreme Lord, by his plenary expansion, accepts the Purusha incarnations, and from him everything begins. Therefore, he is Atma, the soul of the Mahatattva, universe elements. The total material energy is not the cause of the creation, but actually the Mahavishnu enters into the Mahatattva, the total material energy. He is the soul. When Mahavishnu enters into the manifested universe, he again manifests himself as a supersoul of each and every living entity. We have experienced that the personal body of the living entity exists due to the presence of the spiritual spark. Without the existence of the spiritual spark, the body cannot develop. Similarly, the material manifestation cannot develop unless the Supreme Soul of Krishna enters. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is existing as the Supersoul in all manifested universes. Description of the three Purusha avatars is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests three features as Karnodakashayi Vishnu, Gavadhodakashi Vishnu, and Hirodakasha Vishnu. This material manifestation. The Supreme Lord Krishna, the cause of all causes, lies down in the cosmic ocean of Mahavishnu. Karnodaksha Vishnu, and therefore Krishna is the beginning of the universe, the maintainer of the universal manifestation, and the end of all the energy. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. I am Marichi of the Maruts, and among the stars, I am the moon. There are 12 Adityas, of which Krishna is the principal, and among all the luminaries twinkling in the sky, the sun is the chief, and in the Brahmasmita, the sun is accepted as the glowing effulgence of the Supreme Lord and is considered to be one of his eyes. Marichi is the controlling deity of the heavenly spaces. Among the stars, the moon is most prominent at night, and thus the moon represents Krishna. Text 22. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra. Of the senses, I am the mind. And living beings, I am the living force, knowledge. Report. Difference between matter and spirit is that matter has no consciousness like the living entity. Therefore, this consciousness is supreme and internal. Consciousness cannot be produced by a combination of matter. Text 13. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. The Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kubera. Of the Vasus, I am the fire Agni. And the mountains, I am Nuru. Report. 11 Rudras, of whom Sankar, Lord Shiva, is predominant. He is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord in charge of the modes of ignorance in the universe. Among the demigods, Kuvera is the chief of the treasurer, and he is a representation of the Supreme Lord. Meru is a mountain famed for its rich natural resources. Text 24. Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief, Prahaspati, the Lord of devotion. Of generals, I am Skanda, Lord of war, and of bodies of water, I am the ocean. The fourth. Indra is the chief demigod of the heavenly planets, and is known as the king of the heavens. The planet which he reigns is called Indraloka. Prahaspati is Indra's priest, and since Indra is the chief of all kings, Prahaspati is the chief of all priests. And as Indra is the chief of all kings, similarly Skanda is the son of Parvati, and Lord Shiva is the chief of all military commanders. And of all bodies of water, the ocean is the greatest. These representations of Krishna only give hints of his greatness. Text 25. Of the great sages, I am Prabhu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name Japa. And of the immovable things, I am the Himalayas. 4. Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several sons of the propagation of various kinds of species. The most powerful of his sons is Bhrigu, who is also the greatest sage of all the transcendental vibrations. The Om, Omkara, represents the Supreme. Of all sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended. On the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. It is the simplest and the purest. Whatever is sublime in the world is a representation of Krishna. Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountains in the world, also represent him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in the previous verse, but Meru is sometimes movable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru. Text 1:6. Of all trees on the holy fig tree, among sages and demigods, I am Narada. Of the singers of the gods, Gandharvas, I am Chitartha, and among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. 4. The fig tree, Asvatha, is one of the most beautiful and highest trees. And people in India often worship it as one of their daily morning rituals. Among the demigods, they worship Narada, who is considered the greatest devotee in the universe. Thus, he is the representation of Krishna as a devotee. The Gandharva planet is filled with entities who sing beautifully. Among them, the best singer is Chitrada. Chitarata. Amongst the perpetually living entities, Kapila is considered an incarnation of Krishna, and his philosophy is mentioned in the stream of Bhagavatam. Later on, another Kapila became famous, but his philosophy was atheistic. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between them. Text 1:7. Of horses know me to be Ucheshvara, who rose out of the ocean, born of the elixir of immortality. Of Lord of the elephants, I am Airavata, and among men, I sea journey. On this journey, nectar and poison were produced. And Lord Shiva drank the poison. The nectar were produced many entities, of which there was a horse named Uchaishava. Another animal produced from the nectar was an elephant named Arvata. Because these two animals were produced from nectar, they have special significance, and they are representations of Krishna. Among the human beings, the king is a representation of Krishna because Krishna is the maintainer of the universe, and the kings who are appointed on the account of their grounded qualifications are maintainers of their kingdoms. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Parsid, and Lord Rama were all highly righteous kings who always thought of citizens' welfare. And Vedvitra, the king, is considered to be the representation of God. In this age, however, with the corruption of the principles of religion, monarchy decay is now finally abolished. It is to be understood that in the past, however, people were more happy under righteous kings. Text 28. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Kurabi, givers of abundant milk. Of procreators, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki, the chief. The thunderbolt, indeed a mighty weapon, represents Krishna's power. In Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, there are cows which can be milked at any time. They give as much milk as one likes. Of course, such cows do not exist in this material world, but there is mention of them in Krishna Loka. The Lord keeps many such cows which are called Sharabi, and it is stated that the Lord is engaged in herding the Sharabi cows. Kandarpa is a sex desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kandarpa is a representative of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged only for sense gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna, but sex for the generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna. Would you like to read text 29, translation before?
Text 29. Of the celestial Naga snakes, I am Ananta. Of the aquatic deities, I am Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, Lord of Death. Purport. Among the many celestial Naga serpents, Ananta is the greatest, as is Varuna among the aquatics. They both represent Krishna. There is also a planet of trees presided over by Aryama, who represents Krishna. There are many living entities who give punishment to the miscreants, and among them, Yama is the chief. Yama is situated in a planet near this earthly planet, and after death, those who are very sinful are taken there. and Yama arranges different kinds of punishments for them.
Text 30 as well.
Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among subduers, I am Time. Among the beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda, the feathered carrier of Vishnu. Purport. Diti and Aditi are two sisters. The sons of Aditi are called Adityas, and the sons of Aditi are called Daityas. All the Adityas are devotees of the Lord, and all the Daityas are atheistic. Although Prahlad was born in the family of the Daityas, he was a great devotee from his childhood. Because of his devotional service and godly nature, he is considered to be a representative of Krishna. There are many subduing principles, but time wears down all things in the material universe, and so represents Krishna. Of the many animals, the lion is the most powerful and ferocious, and of the million varieties of birds, Garuda, the bearer of Lord Vishnu, is the greatest.
Text 31. Of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the welders of weapons, I am Rama. Of fishes, I am the shark. And of flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. Report. Of all the aquatics, the shark is one of the biggest and is certainly the most dangerous to man. Thus, the shark represents Krishna. And of rivers, the greatest in India is Mother Ganges. Lord Ramachandra of the Ramayana is an incarnation of Krishna and the mightiest of warriors.
Text 32. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle. All of them. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Report. Among created manifestations, the total material elements are first created by Mahavishnu and are annihilated by Lord Shiva. Brahma is the secondary creator. All these created elements are different incarnations of the material qualities of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creation. Regarding the spiritual science of the self, there are many literatures, such as the four Vedas, the Vedanta Sutra, and the Puranas, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Gita. These are all representatives of Krishna. Among logicians, there are different stages of argument. The presentation of evidence is called japa. The attempt to defeat one another is called vitanda, and the final conclusion is called vahad. The conclusive truth, the end of all reasoning processes, is Krishna.
Text 33. Aksharanam akarashmi Dvavadava samasika shashacha Ahamika shayas kalo Dayatam vishvato mukaham. Translation. Of the letters, I am the letter A, and of the compounds, I am the dual word. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma, whose manifold faces turn everywhere. Purport. Akar, the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, is the beginning of the Vedic literature. Without Akar, nothing can be sounded. Therefore, it is the beginning of the sound. In Sanskrit, there are many compound words, of which the dual word, like Rama, Krishna, is called Dvandva. For instance, Rama and Krishna have the same rhythm and therefore are called dual. Among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. Time is a representative of Krishna because in due course of time, there will be a great fire and everything will be annihilated. Among the creators and living entities, Brahma is the chief. The various Brahma exhibits 4, 8, 16, etc. heads accordingly. and they are the chief creators in their respective universes. The Brahmas are representatives of Krishna.
Text 34. I am all devouring death, and I am the generator of all things yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Purport. As soon as a man is born, he dies at every moment. Thus, death is devouring every living entity at every moment. But the last stroke is called death itself. That death is Krishna. All species of life undergo 6 basic changes. They are born, they grow, they remain for some time, they reproduce, they dwindle, and finally vanish. Of these changes, the first is deliverance from the womb, and that is Krishna. The first generation is the beginning of all future activities. The 6 opulences listed are considered to be feminine. If a woman possesses all of them or some of them, she becomes glorious. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. After studying, if one can remember the subject matter, he is gifted with good memory, or smriti. One need not read many books on different subject matters. The ability to remember a few and quote them when necessary is also another opulence.
Text 35. Of hymns, I am the Ritsama sung to the Lord's Indra, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri verse sung daily by the Brahmanas. Of months, I am November and December, and of seasons, I am flower-bearing spring. Report. It has already been explained by the Lord that amongst all the Vedas, the Samaveda is rich with beautiful songs played by the various demigods. One of the songs is the Bharatsama, which is an exquisite melody and is sung at midnight. In Sanskrit, there are definite rules that regulate poetry, rhyme, and meter are not written whimsically, as in much modern poetry. Amongst the regulated poetry, the Gayatri mantra, which is chanted by the duly qualified brahmanas, is the most prominent. The Gayatri mantra is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam because the Gayatri mantra is especially meant for God realization. It represents the Supreme Lord. This mantra is meant for spiritually advanced people, and when one attains success in chanting it, he can enter into the transcendental position of the Lord. One must first acquire the qualities of the perfectly situated person, the qualities of goodness according to the laws of material nature, in order to chant the Gayatri mantra. Gayatri mantra is very important in the Vedic civilization and is considered to be the sound incarnation of Brahman. And Brahma is the initiator and is passed down from him in disciplined succession. The months of November, December are considered to be the best of all months because in India, grains are collected from the fields at this time, and the people become very happy. Of course, spring is a season universally liked because it is neither too hot nor too cold, and the flowers and the trees blossom and flourish. In spring, there are also many ceremonies commemorating Krishna's pastimes. Therefore, this is considered to be the most joyful of all seasons and is representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna.
Text 36. I am also the gambling of cheats, and of the splendid I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Purport. There are many kinds of cheaters Of all cheating processes, gambling stands supreme and therefore represents Krishna as the supreme. Krishna can be more deceitful than any mere man. If Krishna chooses to deceive a person, no one can surpass him in his deceit. His greatness is not simply one-sided, it is all-sided. Among the victorious, he is victory. He is the splendor of the splendid. Among enterprising industrialists, he is the most enterprising. Among adventurers, he is the most adventurous. And among the strong, he is the strongest. When Krishna was present on earth, no one could surpass him in strength. Even in his childhood, he lifted Govardhan Hill. No one can surpass him in cheating. No one can surpass him in splendor. No one can surpass him in victory. No one can surpass him in enterprise. And no one can surpass him in strength.
Text 37. Of the sons of Rishni, I am Vasudeva, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. The sages, I am Vyasya, and among great thinkers, I am Usana. Fourth, Krishna, the original Supreme Personality Godhead, and Vasudeva is the immediate expansion of Krishna. Both Lord Krishna and Baladev appear as the sons of Vasudeva amongst the sons of Pandu. Arjuna is famous and valiant. Indeed, he is the best of men and therefore represents Krishna. Among the Munis, or learned men, conversant in Vedic knowledge, Vyasa is the greatest because he explained Vedic knowledge in many different ways for the understanding of the common mass of people in this age of Kali. And Vyasa is also known as the incarnation of Krishna. Therefore, Vyasa also represents Krishna. Kavis are those who are capable of thinking thoroughly on any subject matter. Among the Kavis, Ushana was the spiritual master of the demons. He is extremely intelligent, far-seeing, political, and spiritual in every way. Thus, Ushana is another representative of the opulence of Krishna.
Text 38. Among punishments, I am the rod of chastisement. And of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence. And of the wise, I am wisdom. Report. There are many suppressing agents, of which the most important are those that cut down the miscreants. When miscreants are punished, the rod of chastisement represents Krishna. Among those who are trying to be victorious in some field of activity, the most victorious element morality. Among the confidential activities of hearing, thinking, and meditating, silence is most important because by silence one can make progress very quickly. The wise man is he who can discriminate between matter and spirit, between God's superior and inferior natures. Such knowledge is Krishna himself.
Text 39, final text for tonight. Furthermore, Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being, moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. Everything has a cause, and that cause or seed or manifestation is Krishna. Without Krishna's energy, nothing can exist. Therefore, he is called omnipotent. Without his potency, neither the movable nor unmovable can exist. Whatever existence is not founded on the energy of Krishna is called Maya, that which is not. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.